My wife passed away 4 years ago from cancer. A few weeks ago I noticed my anniversary wedding ring was missing. Then I found out my sister had stolen it. Story 1. Okay, so here's the deal. My wife, Emily, passed away 4 years ago from cancer. It was the hardest thing I ever went through, and honestly, I'm still not over it. We were together for 15 years, and she was my everything. When she passed, I kept her wedding ring in a little jewelry box on my dresser. It's a very sentimental item to me. Fast forward to now, my sister, Claire, 41-year-old female, has a 17-year-old daughter, Maddie, who just got engaged. Yeah, 17. I told Claire I thought it was crazy for Maddie to get married so young, but that's not the main issue. A few weeks ago, I noticed Emily's ring was gone. I freaked out and searched everywhere, thinking I misplaced it, but deep down, I knew that wasn't the case. I didn't want to accuse anyone without proof, but I had a feeling. Then, at Maddie's engagement party last weekend, guess what? She's wearing Emily's ring. I confronted Claire in private and asked her why Maddie had it. She tried to brush me off, saying Maddie fell in love with it when she saw it once, and Claire thought I'd wanted to go to family since I wasn't using it anymore. Are you kidding me? I lost it. I told her to get the ring back immediately, or I was calling the cops. Claire flipped out, saying I was being selfish and ruining Maddie's big moment. I don't care. That ring was my late wife's, and it means everything to me. Now, the whole family is involved. Some people are on my side, saying Claire was way out of line, but others think I'm overreacting because it's just a ring and Maddie's a kid who didn't know better. Maddie's crying, Claire's calling me a monster, and my parents are begging me to just let it go for the sake of peace. But I can't. It's not about the ring being valuable, it's about what it represents. I told Claire I'm giving her 1 week to return the ring, or I'm filing a police report. Now everyone's calling me dramatic and threatening to cut me off if I go through with it. I feel like I'm going crazy. So, Reddit, am I the a-hole? Relevant comments. Commenter. NTA. That ring holds deep sentimental value, and your sister is the A in this. She has no right to take it. Stand your ground, it's not just a ring. Yes. NTA. Also, if it's just a ring, then why didn't she ask for it, instead of stealing it? File the report and ditch the boat steadiers. Yes. Also, if Maddie is a kid that didn't know better, why is that kid getting married? If this is real, Maddie is for certain pregnant. No mention of the men that got her that way though. Isn't his job to provide the ring for his child bride? I demand the wedding and engagement rings of everyone who says that. If they are just rings, prove it and give me yours. And what a weird contradiction Maddie is, at 17, engaged to be married, and yet, she's a kid who didn't know better. So, old enough to get married, but not old enough to know right from wrong. What was she thinking? I want that ring for my daughter but I can't ask for it because that would be selfish, so I'll just take it and then he won't be able to ask for it back. There are several layers of narcissistic behaviors here. The thought of wanting it, disregarding your feelings and rights, choosing to not ask for it and steal it. Your sister is a self-centered and mean narcissist. NTA, get that ring back as soon as possible, don't wait a week or they might do something with it. I agree. A week gives them time to get rid of the ring. File a police report immediately. Commenter. I'm betting that the ring will suddenly get lost and they tried looking everywhere for it, or it fell down the drain washing my hand, only to be hidden somewhere until the smoke clears and OP is completely cut off, just enough time for the niece to put it back on since OP likely won't be invited to this literal child wedding. NTA. This is true, the longer you wait the stronger their case is. Play hardball. This is criminal. Edited. Sue them if it gets lost or missing. Also, add punitive damages because this violation is so egregious. Sister is the legal adult and culpable. I'm still trying to figure out why she needed her late wife's ring. Call me old-fashioned but isn't getting the ring her fiancé's job. I'm still trying to figure out why she needed her late wife's ring. Rings are a lot cheaper if you steal them. OP is NTA. F those relatives who want to keep peace in the family. That's easy for them to say because nothing was stolen from them. Regardless of family ties, Claire stole from you. Her actions were wrong, and her excuses are unacceptable. At 17, and with her behavior, it just proves she shouldn't get married at all. It sounds like her mother isn't mature enough to be a parent either. Maddie is also implicated in handling stolen goods, which has more issues than the original theft. Story 2, Ada for not delivering the food I made to an event I got uninvited to. 2 weeks ago I got invited to a baby shower from a friend who I haven't seen in years. She moved to another state but had apparently moved back and now is having her baby shower here. I was so excited since I hadn't seen her in so long. She started a group chat with all the mutuals she invited. She did disclose that this was gonna be a quick and small one since she had just found out she was pregnant when she was 35 weeks with an induction scheduled on her 37th week. We all started volunteering to be responsible for different things for the baby shower. I said I'll cook Filipino food and help pay for some of the decor. I sent money to the friend who was in charge of decorating. I asked Mom to be how many people are invited besides the ladies in the group chat. She told me 15. There are 10 of us in the group chat including me, so I thought I'll cook for 50 people to be on the safe side just in case she invited a few more. I started shopping for ingredients for the lumpia, pancit, chicken adobo, rice, and a grazing table. I started prepping and coordinating with the decor lady. We figured out where we wanted the food and grazing table and told the MTB. She approved. Now the day before her baby shower, I spent the whole day cooking. I took off the day. I only work part-time since I'm the primary caretaker for my baby while my man works. Mind you, I had to arrange for my MIL to watch my baby while I did all the cooking and for me to go to the baby shower. I didn't want to bring my baby since I would be busy with the catering. It was by luck she was off those days. Then the night before the baby shower, she DM'd me on Instagram that she had to make some hard decisions and had to uninvite me but still want me to drop off the food. I told her I understand and respect her decision but I will not be dropping off the food. She asked me why and I told her it wouldn't make any sense for me to drive 75 minutes to drop off food to an event I'm no longer invited to. That the only reason I volunteered to do what I said was because I was invited. She asked me how she was gonna find someone to cater on such short notice. That it was fucked up and hateful. A few friends sided with her while most sided with me. I want to know from a stranger's perspective if I'm the a-hole. Edit. 1. I don't know the full story about her pregnancy. She told me that she went to an OB checkup because her period was unusually heavy and long. They found out she was 35 weeks pregnant and was having complications, which is why they scheduled an induction. 2. I've already sent the screenshot of the DMS to the 10 mutuals. 3 out of the 10 sided with her, which prompted me to post this because maybe I'm missing something. I was being told that I should have been an actual friend. That I should have been the bigger person. That she was going through a rough time with her pregnancy. 3. MTB never disclosed to me why she had to make a hard decision and why I was uninvited. The whole point of us 10 volunteering was to take the burden off her shoulders. Our mutual friend who was the decor lady was the first one to reach out to me about me not being there since she and I coordinated where the food was going to be. She's also the one that told me that MTB was telling her and other people that I got my feelings hurt, which is why I didn't want to come. She didn't tell them what hurt my feelings. Or how or when. I was too worn out from prepping and cooking to fire back. I took the peaceful route. I didn't ask for the money I spent on the decor, my gift I guess. 4. I donated all the food to the women's and children's shelters. I figured they're more deserving. I cook Filipino food all the time, plus I got a freezer stash of lumpia. Relevant comments. Commenter. She asked me how she was gonna find someone to cater on such short notice. Maybe she should have thought about that before she uninvited the person who was making all the food for her. NTA. She probably had to make another hard decision and either pay someone or go shopping and prepare her own party. Shame it's too late now. If I were OP I might have said something like, sure, I'll drop the food off when you pay me for the ingredients, the time I spent preparing all of it, the day I took off work to do this for you, and the time I'll spend delivering it. Because if I'm not enough of a friend to come to your shower, I'm certainly not catering it for free. Honestly, this is a better deal for the OP than the original scenario. I am not going to have fun at a party I know the celebrant didn't want me to be at, even though the food was good. She ended up donating it to women and children in need of a good meal. Which is honestly the best thing. Hard to claim someone as a bad person when they literally donated everything to charity because of a selfish person who didn't see the potential repercussions of their actions. Honestly, it's hilarious because those 7 out of 10 will tell the other 3, and even if you think Op should take the high road, hard to not admit she took the advice and took a higher, more admirable road. LOL. Don't forget to include the cost of a sitter you would have had to pay to watch your baby if your mother-in-law wasn't miraculously off those 2 days. Shit, I'd charge her catering and delivery prices. She already asked about where to hire a caterer. Invite everyone siding with you to come over to your place instead of the baby shower to enjoy your food, especially since your friend won't have any food at her shower anyway. Problem solved. Commenter. She never intended to invite OP. She planned this whole thing and made a fake invite to get the free food delivered. I wouldn't be surprised if she intended the OP to bring everything and then serve and clean up. Share the DM with everyone showing this fake friend. And no matter what, absolutely do not deliver any food. Tell here you can do the catering. The bill is $1,000. Please pay before delivery. I'm willing to bet that uninviting OP after she made a bunch of food was the plan all along to get free catering. Because why place an expensive catering order when you can convince someone to do it for free? NTA. Why TF did she have to make a hard decision to uninvite you at the last minute? After you already sent money to pitch in on the decor. And after you spent money and time cooking for the event. Obviously, you're right not to drop it off. I hope you had a good group of people near you to come and help you eat everything you made. Or good Tupperware so you can freeze it for later. Also, holy shit. She told me 15. There are 10 of us in the group chat including me, so I thought I'll cook for 50 people. You really don't want anyone to leave hungry, LOL. Op. I wish I could post the screenshot here because she didn't say why. She said she thought I was her friend, so for me to do this is fucked up. I didn't respond after she asked me who could cater on such short notice. I was already worn out from cooking. I like to consider myself a generous person. I wanted to be on the safe side. I wanted her to enjoy the baby shower and not worry about who can't eat because there's not enough. She did tell her mutuals that I got my feelings hurt and didn't want to come anymore. She didn't tell them what hurt my feelings though, LOL. As I said, I wish I could post the screenshot so you guys can read the messages yourself. Edit. Someone suggested I post the screenshot on my account, so I did. Commenter. NTA. Screenshot her messages to you. Go on to the group chat. There must be a misunderstanding. You see, as she stated here, due to some difficult decisions that had to be made, I was no longer invited to the baby shower. Exhausted from all the shopping and cooking, I chose to spend my afternoon at home resting and cleaning up rather than spending 2.5 hours on the road to drop off the food I wouldn't have even been able to enjoy after having prepared it. And then block her number. Sounds like you have carried on just fine without her the last few years, and you will continue to do so from here on out. Friend sounds like a massive grifter. Oh, give me free stuff, but no, you can't come to the thing you spent time and money on. 2 weeks ago I got invited to a baby shower from a friend who I haven't seen in years. She moved to another state but had apparently moved back. OP was never really invited. She only reached out because, I'm assuming, it's known that OP cooks and is generous. This person didn't let OP know that she had returned to the area but suddenly wants OP at her baby shower. EFF that noise. She tried to grift. I'm glad and proud that OP stood her ground and did not allow herself to be used. I'm thinking the original caterer dipped. I doubt she found out at 35 weeks and told people to play along. Edit. For those going, but this one time, and it does happen, I am saying in this instance with how this person is acting and how she is willing to lie about how things go down so she looks and smells like roses. No, I don't think in this instance that she was telling the truth. The Qley likely event is she knew much earlier and hit a hard patch and then could not keep the lie going, so uninvited her last minute in hopes to get the free food and not get caught in a lie. Yes, this was just a greedy person trying to take advantage of OP based on the old friendship. She was never really invited, meant to be hoped that she would fall into the sunk cost fallacy mindset. Good for OP for shutting that down. Story 3, AITA for refusing to babysit my deceased best friend's kids after her husband's betrayal. My best friend, Emma, passed away from cancer 2 years ago. We were like sisters. She was my maid of honor, I was hers. When she was diagnosed, I was her primary caregiver, helping her through chemo and spending every possible moment with her. Her husband, Mike, was a different story. During her treatment, I discovered he was having an affair with a coworker. Emma knew but was too sick to deal with the drama. After she died, I confronted Mike, telling him he was a disgrace. He'd begged me to keep it from the kids, 9 and 6. Last week, Mike called asking me to regularly babysit. Apparently, his affair partner is now his live-in girlfriend. She's some AI art influencer with 50K followers who post pictures of dressed-up cats and babies you see everywhere, and they want free time. He had the audacity to say Emma would have wanted me to help for the kids. I told him absolutely not. The thought of babysitting, while he lives with the woman who betrayed Emma, makes me sick. Some say the kids are innocent and need support, others think I'm justified. Mike is now telling everyone I've abandoned Emma's children. My own family is pressuring me, saying I'm being vindictive. Am I the asshole? Relevant comments. Commenter. NTA, and since he's telling everyone you abandoned the kids, I'd tell everyone how he was banging someone else while his wife was dying of cancer. Right. It's not the kids. It's that OP is still repulsed by his betrayal of her best friend, and taking advantage of her help during his wife's final illness to bang his affair partner instead of being a good and supportive husband and father during the crisis. It will take as long as it takes, if ever, for OP to feel comfortable with him and his AP. OP may become comfortable enough to communicate with the father and plan to spend time with the kids at OP's convenience. They may never become comfortable being the babysitter for the couple of cheaters. They may never become friendly with the AP or them as a couple. What cheating husband requires is OP's, no doubt free, babysitting at his convenience now that he has more parental responsibility than he can abdicate to the nearest woman. If I were OP, I would tell every flying monkey why she is repulsed by the cheaters continuing their relationship, and can't stomach interacting with and supporting that relationship at this time. Agree. But try to find ways to stay connected to Emma's kids. You're the best connection to their mom right now. On your terms and timing, invite them, one at a time, to something you and the child would enjoy. Best of both worlds, you maintain connection while not letting yourself be used. Tell them to read some Reddit stories from now-grown children who were put in similar situations, where the remaining parent moved on too quickly, or in this case, before the ill parent is gone, and how adult child now feels hurt and betrayed. Commenter. My father had an affair with a woman while my mother was dying from cancer. He ended up staying with his affair partner after my mother passed away. She didn't want me and my sister, 10 and 3 at the time. She only wanted our dad, and he allowed her to treat us as though we didn't exist. It messed me up completely, for when I didn't grieve properly, his affair partner used to tell me, "Your mother wasn't the innocent person you think she was." I was 10 years old when she said that. I've suffered with anxiety my entire life. I hate confrontation. I avoid it at all costs. I've suffered with depression, eating disorders, and been an alcoholic. My dad only caring about himself screwed up my entire teenage and adult life. He hurt me. I was a child, and he was more interested in banging his side piece than helping us come to terms with losing our mother at such a young age. I would actually offer to babysit one kid at the time, so he gets to spend some one-on-one time with the other one. After all, that's what's best for the kids. Nobody can say you don't want to help. If anyone confronts you, tell them you don't feel like being the babysitter facilitating him banging the former mistress. I was in therapy for quite a while because of the awful treatment by my ex after his affair. My therapist and I talked about some of those very issues, and the saying, "Once a cheater, always a cheater," rings true because some people really do think that way, and they always will, while others don't, and they never will. Yep. My ex cheated on me while I was recovering from brain surgery. He told his AP's adult children that I knew and was okay with it. I didn't and was not. When I found out, I was still in recovery and kicked him out. What was even worse was that the AP pretended to be my friend and actually sent me an edible arrangement. I'm still salty about it all of these years later. Story 4, Ada for canceling a 6-figure plumbing job because MAGA. I recently canceled a 6-figure plumbing job because the plumber I was looking at hiring flew the Trump flag in his truck after the election. I have a large plumbing job I'm trying to do for a cannabis farm. It requires a ton of work to be done, but especially running plumbing for the plants, feed room, etc. I have had 6 to 7 meetings with the guy going over the project in detail. Dosing systems in particular are complicated and require significant planning to get right. Unfortunately, after seeing his support for Trump, I decided doing business together wouldn't work. As a veteran, anyone who voted for Trump is spitting in my face and betraying everything I stand for. It's not a matter of political disagreements, it's values and morals. I do my best in life not to be a rank hypocrite, and so as soon as I saw that he was a Trump cultist, I told him it wouldn't work. He was of course extremely angry and threatened to sue. I told him he was more than welcome to file suit and that no contract had been signed. I also told him I would file a countersuit to recover legal fees for filing a frivolous suit. Meanwhile, I've also found out several of his workers are, in fact, undocumented. I wish I could say I was surprised, but MAGA and functional intelligence are not things you find together, ever. Ada, sure, I'm willing to bet tons of MAGA sycophants will say, I am, but frankly I couldn't care less. I do everything possible to make sure my time and money don't go toward supporting fascism/fascists. Relevant comments. Commenter. I own a business. We go out of our way to appear non-political because you're only going to piss people off and lose business. No one knows that guy is MAGA until he shows up and shoves it in their face. Regardless, I agree with them. As a consumer, it is a big turn-off because I don't think they have common business sense and will screw something up. Yes, the moment they advertise their political party allegiance on their company gear, you have to think twice about hiring them. Using their company for political speech is not a big brain move. I mean, I'm a huge Bernie Sanders fan, and if an electrician or whatever drove up in a van with Bernie Sanders painted on it, I would be more than a little weirded out. In general, painting giant pictures of any person on your van is kind of a red line to me. That's just weird behavior. I'm literally never going to wear a public servant's flag around my neck like a cap because I'm a sane human being and not a fucking lunatic. Yeah, there's a reason I took down my Bernie 2020 sign after he lost the primaries. I like him and agree with him on most things, but I also have a personality outside of him. I'll never understand why a business would display political signs. Regardless of your politics, displaying political signs on official company property is just a terrible idea. You're always going to alienate some potential clients. It's like Garth Brooks said back in the 90s, when you go political, you lose half your audience. My brother called Garth Brooks a woke liberal, and the only thing I could think was, the guy who wrote We Shall Be Free. Commenter. Oh man, that reminds me, back in 2017, when I saw him in Detroit. He was wearing a Barry Sanders jersey and panting to the crowd and talking about how much he loved to watch him play, etc. Then after there was an outcry online that he went political, and that he's a libtard, etc. Idiots thought he was wearing a Bernie Sanders jersey, LMFAO. What's funny is at the same time, Garth Brooks said some pretty political things. During a concert in 1992, Garth Brooks said, "The way I remember it, traditional family values was encouraging children to be the best they can be. If your parents are black and white, if your parents are the same sex, that's still traditional family values to me." I wasn't nearly that socially liberal in the 90s, and Brooks is over a decade older than me. It's funny that what he said is considered political, but that goes to show just how ridiculous political discourse is. Growing up, I always thought political discourse was about taxes, cost and benefits of policies and foreign relations. But in reality, it's too much of, that group over there is doing their thing not involving me and I don't like it. Also something about God. In America you have the freedom to support whoever you want. Associating a political candidate on your business vehicle is asking for people to mess with you. I would say NTA. Literally, they have the freedom to say and support whatever/whoever they want. OP has the freedom to disagree and tell him bye-bye. Thank you so much for watching until the end. If you enjoyed our videos, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay updated with our latest ones. Have a great day.